Hi guys, James at RampantLionReviews again for you today with another beer review. For this one we are going to return it to Slovenia, and I'm really excited for this one because I've heard quite a few good things about this brewery. So we're going to go to Ajdovščina, if I've pronounced that correctly, and we're going to visit Pivovarna Pelicon, and this one is their American style IPA, comes in at 6% and it's called the Third Pill. Not sure if that's a reference to the Matrix or something like that, but it should be a pretty nice one. It was rated into the low 90s when I checked it out on Rate Beer, and from what I hear, these guys are one of the really kind of highly rated and one of the more older actually craft breweries from Slovenia, even though they are very, very young. Slovenia, of course, very beautiful country that's well known for its winemaking, in fact. Somewhere I need to go and visit. But anyway, as is usual with my beer reviews then, I'll tell you a little bit about the brewery. If you do want to get straight to the tasting, just fast forward. All the usual links are in the description below. The brewery website, the link to my other reviews that I'll do from Pelicon. Very first time I'm trying their beers, in fact. There's all the usual social media. Make sure you check that out. If you want to see more beer reviews, do subscribe to the channel. If you're interested in beer from a particular country, state, city, whatever, use the channel homepage and the search bar. The whole channel is based on geography, so you can find beers based on that. And as always, please do get in touch and let me know your favourite beers and breweries and things, and give me some suggestions for the channel. Always great to hear from you guys that are watching the beer reviews, and your support, as always, much appreciated. So yeah, to tell you a little bit about Pivovarna Pelicon. So Pivovarna Pelicon are from Ajdovščina, a small town of about 6,700 people in the Vipava Valley in Slovenia. It's in the southwestern part of the country actually. It's about 20 kilometres from the Italian border, and if you know where Trieste is in Italy, and you just go over the border a little bit, that is where this brewery is going to be found. So the brewery was started by Matej Pelicon and Anita Lozar back in 2013, but apparently Matej set up the brewery using Kickstarter, which of course is one of these crowdfunding mechanisms, but he was the first brewery in Europe to do this, so it's kind of a, how do you say, a bit of an entrepreneurial brewery if you like. But unfortunately though, the brewery don't do tours apart from in December because it's just a very small space, but you can go to a local store called Falador in Ajdovščina and arrange a beer tasting with all the different Pelicon beers, and they also host their own beer market in front of the brewery from October onwards, so you can go to the brewery and actually buy the beers. But they're very highly regarded. Just to list the other beers you can get from these guys, there's the Coffee Stout, there's the Out of China, which is what they say that Ajdovščina is actually meant to sound like. Maybe I've pronounced it wrong, but that one's an amber ale. There's the Pylon Saison, there's the Quantum Double IPA, which is supposed to be a beast of a beer. Hopefully I can try that one. There's the Stout, they also have an Imperial Stout as well. There's this guy here, the Third Pill IPA, and there's the Yes Boss APA. They also had a winter beer from 2015, which was pretty highly regarded. That had a good rating when I checked out the Rate Beer page as well. So these guys are a very highly regarded craft brewery from Slovenia. Apparently there's 28 craft breweries operating in Slovenia these days, and hopefully that we're starting to see these beers emerging from Slovenia and starting to be exported abroad. Slovenia, of course, very well known for its winemaking. They do some pretty damn awesome wines in my experience, and hopefully the beer lives up to that. The Bevold beer that I tried was pretty good as well. So yeah, that's enough about the brewery for just now. Let's actually get stuck into the tasting of this beer itself. So I'll just bring up the camera and let you have a little look at the artwork on this one. It is quite plain actually. I was sure that when I'd been researching craft beer in Slovenia at some point in the past that these beers had a really colourful artwork, and it was actually some kind of rainbow pelican that was on the label there, but it should be, it's quite nice to present. It's quite simple, I would say. Plain white bottle cap on this one. It does have some stuff in Slovenian on the side, which unfortunately I can't read, although the Slovenian viewers of my reviews for Lashko told me that my pronunciation was very good. I'm not going to try that, but yeah, this one's a 6% IPA. It uses 4 different malts and 4 different hops, sometimes 5 apparently, but they didn't actually say on the website which ones it was. But let's get this guy out and we'll get on with the tasting then. Really looking forward to trying this beer. So nice smoky opening on this one, and we'll get it out and into the glass. I've also heard that Human Fish is a really interesting brewery from Slovenia, but I just need to go there. I might go there with my flatmate for the Metal Days festival in Tolmin and have a look at Slovenia and get some of the other Slovenian craft beers too. I've heard that these beers are pretty damn good, and of course, being a big metalhead, I'm sure Metal Days will be pretty damn awesome. So as you can see, I'll just bring up this light here and let you have a look. This beer has poured a really nice kind of bright orangey amber. There's a solid finger, of a white, kind of, I'd say white creamy coloured head on this one. It looks very, very nice, but the colour of that beer is absolutely lovely. You can smell some of these nice fruity characters of this one as well. There's some big bubbles sticking towards the side of the glass, quite a few little ones going up towards the bottom of the head, and if I put my fingers behind the glass, you can see there is a degree of transparency to the beer, but it is mainly quite opaque actually. So yeah, it looks very nice. Let's have a closer look at the aroma of this one. I want to say there's citra hop in there right away. You can smell some of these juicier tropical fruits that are the trademark of that hop. But yeah, it is quite fruity. First off, it definitely is quite fruity. There's some juicy, there's a bit of grapefruit in there. I think there's some orange too, but mainly it's the citra hop character that's sticking out to me. There's some mangoes, a little bit of peach in there. Maybe some of the other things like watermelon or something like that. But definitely it's that juicy side of the tropical fruit you're getting. And if you take in a bit more deeply, you can get some of the nice citrusy orange characteristics from this beer. It smells really nice actually. You can pick up some of the grassy and floral character out of the beer as well. Not quite pine resiny, definitely more floral. Maybe a little bit earthy as well. They've probably used some Slovenian hops in this beer. Slovenian hops, of course, are pretty famous. I think there's Dana and there's the Styrian Goldings hop as well. Slovenia is one of the best hop producers in the world actually. Although it's a small volume because Slovenia, by geography, is quite a small country. Only 2.1 million people, if I remember rightly. But meant to be very, very beautiful. The countryside, the pictures of the countryside are stunning. And the people that I've spoken to through doing the last videos are very, very nice. They always go crazy for my videos for some reason. But yeah, really nice kind of floral aromaticity from this one. Really leaning towards that tropical fruit side of things. Like I say, kind of peaches, maybe a bit of mango in there, some orangey citrus. You can pick up a little bit of passion fruit as well, so maybe there's some Simcoe in here. But yeah, there's probably some of the Styrian Goldings or Dana or something like that too. The floral character is quite distinct in this beer, and if I remember rightly, the Slovenian hops always have this quite distinct floral character, and they do have a little bit of earthiness, kind of similar in a way to the German noble hops actually. But I think there's a lot of experimentation in Slovenia now because the hops have become quite well known, so they're developing new varieties. But this beer smells quite nice. There's not too much in the way of malt coming out of this one. Maybe just a little bit of pale malt, maybe a little bit of kind of biscuity character, but the malt isn't really very prominent in this beer at all. It really is focusing more on the hops, which is what you would expect from an IPA. But let's get stuck into this one then. So this one is the third pill, a 6% IPA with 4 malts, sometimes 5 hops, sometimes 4 hops, from Ajdovščina in Slovenia. Cheers. Yeah, no, that's a very, very good beer. Very solid IPA, this one. The guy in Cornelius told me that this was kind of an old school IPA, and you can taste that with this one. This is really quite nicely done. Yeah, this one's got a really good balance between the fruity characters and also the kind of the sort of floral aromaticity. This one's very well balanced. It's not the punchiest IPA that you're going to come across. This one is more just about how you balance these different aspects of the hops, I would say. But it's very nicely done. It does, just on that first tasting, I can tell you it deserves the rating that it has on Rate Beer. Because I think there's many breweries just try and throw a load of hops into an IPA, make it as bitter as possible, but then sometimes you lose the point of blending flavours together. For me, that's what brewing should be. It should be about how, if you really like orange flavours, you want to get the right balance of these kind of the Amarillo hop and things like that. And I think with this beer, this is what the Pelicon have actually managed to do. They've got the nice kind of almost citra fruity characters coming out, but you've got a nice balance from that floral aromaticity as well. This is a very solid beer. If you get the chance, I'd say try this. But let's look at the flavour more closely. So yeah, this one I'd say in the middle of the palate, you've got a good bit of a nice kind of, it's a slightly pale malt, almost bready character going across this one. You can feel that right in the middle of your tongue there. There's maybe a bit of biscuity, grainy character as well. there's not too much in the way of a kind of rich caramel that you get in some of the American hops. Really, you need the American two-row malts or things like that to get that flavour. This one is more about the light kind of pale ale, and it's slightly bready malts in there, but there is a trace of biscuit in this one. That's a very good IPA though. In the back corners of the palate, you can get a little bit of the earthiness that you would expect from the Slovenian hops. You can just pick that up there, but as you move further forward, you get this really nice, just a little bit dry, grassy floral aromaticity around the front curve of the tongue. It's a nice kind of smooth grassiness that's coming out of this beer. It's got a little bit of dry character there as well, but just behind the front of the palate, that's where you're getting these nice fruity characteristics from this beer. Yeah, that's nice. There is a little bit of grapefruit in this one, just kind of underpinning these fruity characteristics, but for me there's quite a bit of a juicy orangey citrus. I do wonder if there is Amarillo in this one, but maybe they've used all Slovenian hops in this beer. I think this was perhaps one of their earlier beers. I'm not sure about that. The very first beer they produced was the Pali Pale Ale, which proved to be a really big hit actually. Hopefully I can try that sometime. But this one for me, the fruity side of things, there's a bit of peachy character in there, there's definitely mango as well, and the mango is mixing quite nicely with the orangey citrus for me. I think it's really, the juicy fruits in this one are just coming out very, very nicely. I'm not sure about the hops, but I would guess there's maybe a bit of Amarillo in there, maybe some Citra, and I don't know, it could be, there probably are some Slovenian hops as well. I'm not sure whether it would be Dana or Styrian Goldings. Maybe the Goldings, because of the earthy character that it has. I remember the Goldings hop having just a little bit of that earthy character, and you can pick that up in this one. I'm not certain though. I mean, you can debate about what hops are in this beer all day. The main point is that this is a very, very good beer, very solid beer, no two doubts about that. I would certainly drink this one again. I'd love to try it on tap actually and see how it comes across with just a little bit of a thicker and more oily mouthfeel. I always love IPAs on tap. They just feel a little bit different from what they do in the bottle, but this version is very, very good as well. If you come across it, I would recommend that you try it, particularly if you like the sort of juicy kind of citra hop flavours. This is a beer you're going to enjoy, and the floral character in this one is done very nicely as well. It's just nice and smooth. But yeah, that's a really nice beer, there's no doubt about that. Very, very well done. So a big thumbs up to Pivovarna Pelicon for that. In terms of the mouthfeel of this beer, I'd say this one's mid-bodied. Carbonation is a little bit prickly, but that helps bring out some of the floral aspects of the flavour of this one. The hops have got a nice little bit of dryness, that builds as you move into the aftertaste. The malt base isn't all that prominent in this beer, but there is a bit of sweetness from it. As I say, the little kind of almost biscuity syrup flavours, a little bit of the breadiness, and the fruity character is quite juicy. But as you move into the aftertaste of the beer, for me it's a little bit of that slightly paleo sort of bready malt you're getting from this one that's lingering, some of the floral earthy character, and there is a little bit of that fruity juiciness in there. But overall this is a very, very solid beer. I can see why this one has the plaudits that it does. This one is all about how these flavours from the different hops balance together. I just wish they would say on the website what hops it is they're using in this beer, because it's always interesting to know, because even after doing 800 odd videos, you're still learning about different hops and what flavours they can give you, so it's always interesting to know that. But the main point is, this is a very, very good IPA, and if this is a kind of benchmark for Pivovarna Pelicon, then I'll be really excited to try some of their other beers as well. This is one is really quite good, well deserving of the rating that it's got on Rate Beer. So yeah, been really cool to try my first beer from Pivovarna Pelicon. Hopefully I can try some more beers from Slovenia fairly soon. I've heard there's Human Fish who are pretty good, there's also Bevog who are based in Austria but run by a Slovenian guy, and there's many other breweries. Like I say, 28 microbreweries apparently operating in Slovenia now, so hopefully I can get to Tolmin and see Metal Days and pick up some other beers. But yeah, thank you again for watching my beer reviews. If you get the chance, make sure you check out the Third Pill, really nice well blended IPA from Pivovarna Pelicon in Ajdovščina in Slovenia, in the southwestern part of the country. thank you once again for watching my beer reviews. Until the next time, please like, subscribe, share, all the usual YouTube stuff. Let me know your own thoughts on this beer in the comments section below. And to those of you watching in Slovenia, apologies for butchering your language probably, but let me know in the comments section below some of the other beers and breweries that you guys would like to see me review from your country. And hopefully I can visit sometime. But yeah, thank you for watching my beer reviews. Until the next time, Slanjujisnau, or as I think you say in Slovenia, Nazdrovje, something like that. Very similar to Polish, but until the next time, Slanjujisnau, and I'll catch you soon, hopefully, with some more Slovenian beer reviews. The third pill, really nice IPA from Pivovarna Pelicon in Ajdovščina, Slovenia. Cheers.